What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily. So as I continue to explore the best way to not clean my pool myself this summer, I wanted to actually compare two well-known robotic pool cleaner brands to see, well, for one, which one actually cleans better, and also what sort of features make one maybe better than the other when it comes to tackling certain aspects of this terrible chore. The two I have here are the Beatbot Sora 70. This one just came out actually, and I did do a dedicated video on it if you want to check that out, and the Aiper Scuba V3. Both of these cleaners are sitting right around the $1,000 to $1,500 price range, and they are each very capable in their own right. But spoiler alert, there is one that I think is the outright better option overall for a multitude of reasons. Beatbot Sora 70 right out of the box is a complete 4-zone coverage cleaner. It cleans the pool floor along with any steps, tanning ledges, or shallow areas you might have. It cleans and climbs the walls and gets the water line, and it cruises on the surface of the water to suck up all the debris floating at the top. And I want to make sure I stress that last point. The Sora 70 can function as a full-on pool skimmer, not just a bottom scrubber, which for me in my pool is a must-have. It actively cruises across the top of the water and pulls in floating debris, the same job you would do with a pole and a net. And that is where the Sora 70 separates itself most from the Aiper. Now, full disclosure, you do have the option to add the skimming ability to the Aiper, and Aiper is currently running a bundle promotion for both this Scuba V3 and their Ecosufer S2, which will achieve that 4-in-1 cleaning, including the pool surface, and that's priced at $12.99. By comparison, the Beatbot Sora 70 only costs $11.99 and provides the 4-in-1 cleaning with world-leading JetPulse surface cleaning technology, as well as the pool bottom, the platforms and ledges, and the water line all in one. If you don't want the hassle of buying two machines and managing two machines to clean your pool simultaneously, especially if you do have a more complex pool shape with hard-to-handle shallow platforms or steps, it's worth considering the Beatbot for that alone. I also personally feel that the Sora 70 is the better navigator, both on the pool surface and when it cruises across the bottom. More on that in a moment, but if your pool has a complex shape, steps, ledges, a shallow platform, the Sora 70 handles those really well. And when the cleaning job is done, I also found the Sora 70 to have the better park feature too. It packs an internal floating chamber system to make sure it's always floating at the top of the water when it's done. And it'll both park itself and drain itself with Beatbot's Smart Drain automatic water release while it waits for you to pick it up. So there's no deep sea fishing, unlike with the Aiper at times, and it's a lot less heavy coming out of the pool. For as much as I'd like to just toss these guys into the water and watch them fight to the death like a battle bot, their sole purpose is cleaning. So after I quickly go over the physical features here, we will toss them in the water, see them in action, I'll show you what all they collected out of my disgusting pool, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on all the features and abilities. Size-wise, the Sora 70 is the larger of the two, measuring about 17 inches long, 17 inches wide, and 11 inches tall. The Scuba V3 is more compact at about 15.5 inches long, 15 inches wide, and 8 inches tall. But for something like this, bigger is actually better because you'll get bigger rollers, a bigger debris basket, a bigger suction area, and potentially more. On weight, the Sora 70 is exactly 22.9 pounds, and the Scuba V3 is about 18 pounds. That difference isn't a huge deal though, because they both have a big handle you can use to grab them, and if you're worried about the added water weight, the Sora 70 actually has a system called Smart Drain, which automatically purges the water from inside the robot before you lift it out of your pool. So what you are actually picking up is a mostly dry machine. The Scuba V3 doesn't have that feature, so when you go to retrieve it, whatever water is sitting inside the robot comes out with it. Along the bottom of both robots, you have rubber tracks, similar to a bulldozer, that allow them to grip and drive across the pool floor and climb the walls. The Sora 70 has additional guide wheels at the corners to help with edge navigation and to protect the pool surface from any scuffing during turns. And speaking of navigation, these both offer some pretty different systems. The Sora 70 has 18 9 total ultrasonic sensors split between front-facing and bottom-facing units, which Beatbot calls sonic sense obstacle avoidance. The front sensors handle collision detection and edge reading. The bottom sensors help the robot decide when and how to climb walls based on the angles and slopes it detects. The Scuba V3, on the other hand, uses DTOF, a light-based ranging system, paired with an onboard camera that Aiper calls Vision Path AI Navigation. That camera is how it visually maps and plans its route through the pool. Aiper also has had the Scuba V3 TÜV certified for data privacy, specifically because of that camera, which is worth noting, so no one should be spying on you while you swim. When it comes to debris collection and storage, the Sora 70 has a 6-liter debris bin with 150 micron standard filtration, and Beatbot offers an optional 3-micron ultrafine filter upgrade as well. The Scuba V3 has a 3.5-liter bin with micromesh multi-layer filtration, combining a 180 micron coarse layer and a 3-micron ultrafine layer together in one unit. So not only does the Sora 70 hold nearly double the debris before you need to empty it, but the Sora 70's 150 micron standard filtration is also finer than the Scuba V3's 180 micron coarse layer, meaning fewer interruptions mid-cycle and better filtration performance out of the box. And that's all important because, remember, the Sora 70 skims the water surface, with a ton of extra floating debris getting pulled in. It pretty much has to have a larger bin size because it's sort of doing double the work. Now, one more thing I want to talk about, and this is something that actually stood out to me when I was handling both of them, the charging setup. The Sora 70 has a covered charge port with a proprietary titanium contact plug. Beatbot specifically engineered it to resist corrosion, which makes a lot of sense for something that lives in and around a chlorinated pool all season. When you pull it out and set it down to charge, there's no concern about where the water is draining. The Scuba V3's setup is totally different. The charging dock is essentially an upright holder, and it uses large, exposed metal contact points for the charging connection. When you pull the Scuba V3 out of the pool and drop it on that dock, water is actively dripping off the robot and running straight down towards those charging contacts. Aiper makes no specific claims, as far as I know, about corrosion resistance or safe charging design. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but it's the kind of thing you notice every time you go to charge it, and it does raise questions about how that holds up over a full season of regular use. And if something does go wrong with either one of these, the Sora 70 comes backed by a 3-year warranty from Beatbot. Aiper has not publicly stated a specific warranty for the Scuba V3 yet. For setup, both the Sora 70 and Scuba V3 pair with a smartphone app, but you don't technically need to use either one. You can drop them in the water and let them run without ever opening your phone, and simply use the onboard buttons each unit has. But the apps do add some useful functionality. The Beatbot app gives you cleaning mode selection, battery status, cleaning reports, over-the-air software updates, and a one-touch park button that calls the robot to the surface when you need to grab it. While the Sora 70 is in surface skimming mode, you can also use the app as a live remote control, which is pretty responsive and genuinely kind of fun to use. The Aiper app covers the same core basics: cleaning modes, reports, status monitoring, and over-the-air software updates. It also has AI Navium mode, which generates a weekly cleaning plan for your pool based on the pool shape, the cleaning history, and the forecast. Whether you use the apps or not, getting them started with their cleaning chores is pretty straightforward. Just drop them in the water, let them sink and get oriented, and away they go. Now, let's get into the important part, actually cleaning my pool. As I've said a few times now, the Sora 70 covers 4 zones: floor, walls, waterline, and the water surface. The Scuba V3 covers 3, the floor, the walls, and waterline only, unless you opt for that extra accessory I mentioned earlier at an additional cost. But the Scuba V3 on its own does not skim the water surface. So if your pool regularly collects leaves, pollen, bugs, or any floating debris, you're either fishing that stuff out yourself or running a separate skimmer alongside the Scuba V3. The Sora 70, like I've said, handles it in the same cycle as everything everything else it's doing. The system behind that surface cleaning is called JetPulse, and it's an industry first for a robot pool cleaner like this. The Sora 70 has twin jets along the front. The inner jets pull floating debris towards the center collection point, and the outer jets form side barriers that block the debris from drifting away before it gets captured. There is also an auto-closing flap on the collection inlet that locks everything in once it's sucked up. It's particularly effective along the edges and corners of the pool where floating debris tends to accumulate. The Scuba V3 has a feature called Jet Assist, but that is designed for horizontal waterline scrubbing, which is a different thing entirely from this active surface skimming. On suction power, the Sora 70 is rated at 6,800 gallons per hour. The Scuba V3 is capable of filtering just 4,800 gallons per hour. That difference is actually pretty substantial, and you can see how aggressively the Sora 70 picks up heavier debris from the pool floor. At that flow rate, larger leaves and heavier debris get pulled in without clogging things up. Coverage area is another significant difference. The Sora 70 covers up to 3,200 square feet on a single charge. The Scuba V3 covers up to 1,600 square feet, which is effectively half. If you have a larger pool, the Sora 70 can handle it in one run. The Scuba V3 will likely need a second cycle to finish the job. The Sora 70 can also clean shallow platforms and tanning ledges in the water as shallow as 20 centimeters. The Scuba V3 does not really have that capability. If your pool has steps, bench seats, sun shelves, or any kind of raised platform area, the Sora 70 is generally going to get in there a lot better. The Scuba V3, not so much. When it comes to navigating the pool itself, I do want to share what I actually observed running both of them in my own pool. The Sora 70 cruised with a very obvious back and forth S-shaped pattern on the floor. It is deliberate and structured, and you can watch it cut a clean, consistent back and forth grid across the pool bottom. The Scuba V3 uses its AI patrol cleaning with vision path technology to plan and adapt its route dynamically, and in theory that sounds impressive, but in my pool, what I actually saw was the Scuba V3 moving at a diagonal and then cruising around in what felt like a pretty random pattern with no clear structure or direction to it. It is possible the AI was making decisions I could not see from above, but compared to the Sora 70's S-shaped path, which seemed to offer a more comprehensive floor coverage, it was harder to trust that the Aiper actually got all the parts of the floor and was giving it the full attention it needed. I think I also mentioned this earlier, but the Sora 70 is powered by a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, which gets you up to 5 hours of continuous floor cleaning in eco mode, up to 4 hours for a full floor, walls, and waterline cycle, and up to 7 hours in surface skimming mode. The Scuba V3 has an 8,000 milliamp hour battery, and that'll get you up to 3 hours of floor cleaning. That is a huge difference, and the Sora 70 can simply do more for a lot longer. When it is time to recharge, you'll plug the Sora 70 in for 4.5 hours for a full recharge and 4 hours for the Scuba V3, but the runtime difference is the major factor here, especially for larger pools or longer cleaning cycles. And when the Sora 70 finishes, or when the battery drops to around 12%, it floats itself to the surface using its floating chamber system. It activates Smart Drain to release the internal water and parks itself at the edge and waits for you. When the Scuba V3 finishes, it does park itself at the waterline for about 10 minutes and then sinks back to the bottom of the pool where you need to go retrieve it manually. Neither is a huge inconvenience, but it does feel like the Sora 70 got some additional thought behind its end task. So here are my final thoughts. While the Aiper Scuba V3 is a perfectly capable pool cleaner, I was sort of surprised at some of its missing features, limitations, and less than stellar execution. Not being a pool skimmer is a big miss. The navigation feels a little off, and frankly, the runtime and battery differences could be a deciding factor alone if you have a big enough pool where it can't tackle a full clean on a single charge. Yes, it's more compact and lighter, but that's not necessarily a positive, and it is less expensive right now, but you need to buy another whole accessory to match the built-in capability of the Sora 70. The Beatbot Sora 70 is the more complete robot pool cleaner for sure, and it's the one I'm going to keep to ensure my pool is clean this summer. But what do you guys think? Which one would you prefer? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video though, or at least found it helpful. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.